So guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about this in-form Oxlade-Chamberlain card. Now if you somehow missed it, Man City were finally beaten, and in that game where Man City were finally beaten, Chamberlain put in a man of the match performance which included him getting a goal and an assist as Liverpool became the first team to beat Man City this season in the Premier League. Anyway guys, before we continue, if you could leave a like on the video, that would be appreciated. If you got any questions, put them below, and if you want me to do a video on anyone else, be sure to leave a comment as well. Right then, let's chat about the in-form Ox. So, we'll start with the in-game attributes, and how are they looking? Well, obviously the pace is looking pretty damn nice. His dribbling stats are looking good too, with that 90 dribbling, 86 ball control, and 89 agility. He's got some decent passing attributes when it comes to crossing and short passing too, and his shooting, looking at it, doesn't look too bad either, with the 82 shot power and 74 finishing. They're not great stats, but they're not terrible. Now before we get into the in-game clips, I do want to point out that originally I was going to do a live com review, and I did. Well, I recorded it anyway, but when it came time to edit the footage, some of the footage became corrupt. So when you're watching the clips in a few moments, if you do see some glitches, now you know why. And with that in mind, let's get into the in-game clips and let's chat about how this card performed. Now, I started him as a centre mid in the 4-4-2, so he was starting as a centre mid in most games, but what I did was at half time, I actually switched him to a cam in the 4-2-3-1 formation, so do be aware of that when you're watching the clips. Now, pace-wise, obviously he's rapid. It's really useful to have such a pacey midfielder for both attacking and defending, because he can take the ball forward really well, and he can track back and catch most pacey attackers. His dribbling was great, he's agile on the ball and has very good balance. However, the strength of 71 just really isn't that good, and he could be pushed off the ball very easily, and you are going to see that in quite a few of the clips. So now let's move on to his shooting, which overall I didn't find to be too bad, but it's not that great. The shot power lacked, that's for sure. It didn't seem very good, but overall I didn't mind his finishing. Now he doesn't have a very high finishing stat, it's 74, but his finishing wasn't that bad, and I thought it was okay considering his overall rating. His long shots are pretty average though, and for the most part they just seem to lack that power. When attacking, I was using his short passing a lot to get forward. The quick 1-2s in the midfield were very effective. His crossing is decent as well when using his right foot. Now normally when doing reviews of an attacker, I wouldn't normally mention their defending that much, but since he comes out as a centre mid, I'll be mentioning it on this occasion. So defensively, against elite players, he's terrible. That has to be noted. Against the stronger, faster elite players, he just can't cope. He doesn't win too many tackles, but what he is good at is being quick enough to intercept passes and just, intercept runs. So do be aware of that. I wouldn't play him as a CDM, put it that way, but he doesn't do a too bad job as a centre mid. But if you are going to use him as a centre mid, I would definitely use a formation that has a CDM behind the centre mids, if that makes sense. Positioning, now this is something that I found to be quite inconsistent. Sometimes he would make some really good perfect runs, in others he just doesn't seem to move. He just stands there, which as you can imagine is a bit frustrating. As a whole, it's an alright card, but it's nothing special in my opinion. But if you do pick it up, definitely don't keep it as a centre mid. If you want to get the most out of this card, use him as a cam. And yeah, I know it's cliche that I say it a lot, but he actually would be pretty good as a wide cam option. Anyway, summary time. As a centre mid, I'm going to give this card a 7 out of 10, and that's because as a centre mid, he lacks the defensive capabilities, but as a cam, I would rate him higher, more towards an 8, because it's a fun little card, and going forward in attack, he has plenty of positives. But, I just can't rate him much higher than that because there are so many more, much better, more solid midfielders out there. So, is in-form Chamberlain worth the price? Considering he's already around 40-50k at the current time, and he probably will drop more with Team of the Year being in packs, I wouldn't advise picking him up at the moment because he will be cheaper on the weekend, well he should be anyway, but I definitely think this card is worth picking up and trying out when you get the chance. Anyway guys, those are my thoughts on this in-form Oxlade-Chamberlain card. I hope you've enjoyed this player review. If you have, please remember to leave a like on it. Comment below who you'd like me to review next, and if you've got any questions. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.